Hi everyone, my name is Miriam and today I'll be doing a video on how to do well in university / college / high school. So let's begin. Number 1, stay organized. I definitely recommend you using something like Google Calendar to keep all of your important dates into one system. Now I like to put in my course dates or what time my course is at, or my work shifts or volunteering, anything that I do on a daily basis. Just having that in the calendar gives me a sense of peace so that when I wake up and I totally forget I had a meeting, it's okay. I have a 2-hour reminder. I can get ready and I can get prepped for that. I also recommend you having, if you're more of a physical or visual person, you might opt for a whiteboard calendar. So those are the physical ones, and I actually have one in my room as well because I just need to see things sometimes and remind myself of certain meetings that don't happen every week. I also recommend you taking a look at your course syllabus. So if you're starting off a course this semester, it might be a good idea to take a look at what kind of assignments are coming up and have them already in your Google Calendar. So I tend to do that pretty much on the first day I get the syllabus. I love to put it in. That way I can kind of get an idea of, oh, this week is going to be a bit heavier than usual. So keeping that in mind. So number 2. Prep before your classes and / research. Super important. But I tend to research my courses, or at least a prof, or both really, because sometimes you might believe the course is a certain way and then it ends up being completely different than what you've expected. It's always good to make sure what's expected of you in the course, and then as well as your professors. You might be interested in doing research with them later on, or you might ask a question and you'd like to know from what perspective they're teaching. For example, you might have a professor that has a scientific background, so they might teach the course with more of a scientific perspective rather than a holistic perspective, rather than a cultural perspective. So definitely take that in consideration before choosing your course and your professor. Also, I like to check out on LinkedIn as well for that information, or on the university website. So that's the way I can kind of gauge how perhaps they might teach the course. It's not confirmed, but it helps a little bit. Also, your course evaluations from previous semesters, not even yours, but other students. You can check that out at your own university. Hopefully it has it as well. Rate My Prof is a good way as well, but remember to take it with a grain of salt because not everything is accurate, but it gives you a bit of an idea of what were other students' perception. Number 3, use study apps. So for me, I tend to use my phone quite a bit. So when I need to study and I need to not look at my phone, then sometimes I'll use an app like Flora or Forest, and that essentially blocks you from using your phone. And so, for example, you can set a time limit of 25 minutes. So 25 minutes I'll study, and then after that, a tree will be built and I can use my phone again. I don't use this all the time because sometimes I do need to use my phone to record or check out or watch lectures or anything like that. So sometimes I'll just, for example, turn off my phone. I love using Notability though. Notability is so great for the iPad if you do have one. If not, no worries. You can definitely just write out your notes however you find the most helpful. So sometimes bullet notes or bullet points. You might use a whiteboard. Whatever you need to do it. That's okay. And maybe I'll do a new video of study strategies so that we can kind of take a look on what you can be doing. For me though, Notability I usually use, so I scan or take pictures of diagrams that are in my textbooks, and then since it scans it automatically, it will deliver it onto the page that I'm writing on. So that's really awesome for me because sometimes I have definitions and I want the diagram to be beside. So maybe I'll insert a picture of what that looks like. Number 4, consider volunteer clubs to practice experiential learning. So for me, I love volunteering and I love getting involved with the school, outside of the school, you name it. I love being social and I love talking to people. So for me, putting into practice what I've learned in theory into practice makes a lot of sense. But you could also use it for your own programs too. For example, for me, I studied child psychology, or I had a child psychology course, and I had a teaching course, and I really wanted to put those skills to test. So when I did a volunteering at the Ottawa Network for Education in a elementary school, I really put in those kind of I knew a little bit more and I felt more comfortable being in that environment to help the students, especially since there's so many factors that could be affecting them or their mood on a day-to-day basis, or even the information that is being conveyed to them, different learning styles and things like that. So for me, it was just super exciting because it was something that I learned from my books and from my teachers, and then suddenly I'm using it in real life. It was really cool and really solidified that foundation for me. So definitely consider that. Maybe you could do that for business, getting involved with one of your clubs, or if you're in nursing, maybe you could do hospital volunteering, whatever works for you, and there's always opportunities. Maybe I'll do a video on that as well. Number 5, keep up a good routine / habit / just overall be consistent with yourself. So, for example, I love waking up in the morning. I'm just more of a morning person. By night, by 10 p.m., I'm ready to sleep. I am ready to go to bed. I am not functional. So for me, at 7 a.m., I'm ready to just kind of hop in the shower, have a breakfast, enjoy my time. I like to take my time, though. I don't like to be rushed. So if that means I wake up half an hour early to take a nice shower, do my hair, do my makeup. Again, we're in online school. It's not really required. Not many people turn on the cameras, but I like it because it makes me feel better. It's kind of my own self-care. It's like painting art, or painting. It's artistry, and I like it. So that's really helpful for me as well. Also, don't skip breakfast unless you really don't like it. But I love breakfast, and I like having, for example, oatmeal, a banana and peanut butter. I kind of put it on top, or some kind of fruit, and I have either coffee or like a black tea or something. I drink a lot of water as well. I find that it gives me a lot of energy, and even if you're not in the mood for like a huge breakfast or anything like that, just grab a banana or grab something to eat to keep yourself awake, and don't rely all on caffeine. Maybe something like green tea would be helpful. And if you love drinking coffee and things like that, just be mindful and to not overdo it. Too much of anything is not great. So if you like to drink coffee, okay, stick to 1 cup. If you're going to pull an all-nighter and things like that and you need a ton, just be prepared that the next day you won't be feeling so hot. Or if you decide to quit it cold turkey, also not a great idea. Try to wean yourself off of it. Maybe a little bit less every single day or every 2 days, whatever works for you. But that's some advice that I'd like to give. Number 6, setting boundaries. I think this is such an important point and will definitely kind of put everything else into play. Setting boundaries means basically don't overwork yourself. Know where you're at in your day. So for example, some days it's just such a full scheduled day. I might have volunteering in the morning, then I have a bunch of classes, then I have work, and then I have this, blah, 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 blah. And I just need a break. So sometimes maybe a friend will hit me up and be like, hey, want to talk on Zoom or something? And you know what? Just that day, I'm not feeling it. If I can take that hour to just kind of take a nap or de-stress, then I will. I've learned how to say no, or I'll be like, hey, listen, do you mind if we do it the next day? Or you know what, I have a couple of assignments coming up, so do you mind if we reschedule it for a different day? And you know what, most people are understanding. But yeah, try to say no. It's really hard to say no when you're so used to saying yes, but definitely recognize that there aren't that your health and your mental health comes first. School, I know it's so hard sometimes, and sometimes you kind of give up on your mental health or your physical health even because you're trying to keep up with school and the workload and everything, but it's so important. You need to take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself, okay? I've learned it the hard way what it means to kind of overwork yourself and put in 120% in everything and then come out with burnout, and then I end up not helping anyone and not helping myself. But knowing when you're about to push it is better than when you've already pushed it. So for me, I know if I'm getting irritated, if I'm getting really tired, if I've got dark circles under my eyes, I haven't eaten, that's when I know, okay, I need to take a break. I need to detach myself from the situation and take an hour of self-care or whatever it is. Even if that night, you know what, there's just so much going on for me, I need to take a nap, I need to talk to someone, whatever it is, I try to do that for myself, because I know that if I'm not at my best, then that means that's okay if I'm not at my best. I just need a moment to relax, to talk to someone, to do my own thing until I feel ready. And if I don't feel ready the next day, it's okay. We'll take it step by step. And if I can recommend something to you, don't be too hard on yourself. Remember, be kind to yourself. And something that I like to do for myself, when I think I'm being too critical or I'm thinking too critically of myself, I sometimes say, would I say that to someone else for their accomplishments? And most of the times, actually all the time, I say no. I'm generally everyone has accomplishments, everyone has their own struggles, and you know what, everyone's just trying to learn, everyone's in the same boat, and so that's okay. Be kind to others, understand that they might be going through something and you might be going through something, but at the end of the day, you're both doing your best, and that's all I can, for myself at least, that's all I can really ask for. Just do my best and do whatever I can give that day. If it's 100%, then great. If it's 120, amazing. If it's just 70 or 50 or 30, then that's okay. Not every day has to be 100%, but you know what? You're doing your best, and that's all you can ask for. Alright, well, that concludes this video. I hope you've all enjoyed, and if you have any questions or any suggestions for videos, feel free to let me know. I'd love to hear your opinions and your thoughts. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.